So happy to be here. I thought I'd just start with a little quiz because Ecomedes has been around a while, so I want to do a quiz. What is Ecomedes anyway? Is it a lightning fast way to evaluate over 1 million building products? Is it a Bible for the manufacturers who use Ecomedes to find sustainability data that's always accurate? Is it sustainable procurement automation for large government agencies? Are we a venture-backed startup funded by some of the very best investors in Silicon Valley, such as Microsoft M12 fund? Or, as everybody could probably guess, we are all of the above. Ecomedes does different things for different people, which is why we have different ways of people referring to us, but our mission is always the same. We empower every single person on this call, all the stakeholders. We empower you to choose building materials that are better, profit, people, and planet. And we sometimes debate the sequence of those three, but it's the 3 Ps. They all matter, and it's all about why we get out of bed every morning and have been doing this for a long time. The problem we're addressing is that it is just too painful to find the data on the material. Before Ecomedes, we have all seen images where you have products, essentially GIFs or PDFs. The data is not complete, not searchable, not aggregatable, not compliance ready, and usually not up to date. That is a waste of time. This is an example of the catalog we host for Saint-Gobain. It is complete, organized, fresh, linked to third-party verified sources with attribution. It's filterable, sortable, searchable, ready for compliance, and a sales tool. We put profit first because we think sustainability should help manufacturers grow their business and help A&Ds grow their practices too. We do this across a network of about 30,000 professionals each month who are using Ecomedes. It's a very large network. We have chosen to put a lot of our funding into the product, into the technology, not into marketing. You see from us more of what we do than what we say, but we connect folks on both sides of the market who are looking to choose better building materials, from the architects, designers, contractors, and owners side to the manufacturers, sales, and support. And here's a grid that tells you exactly who's using Ecomedes. This is 2025 to date, and you'll see we're about evenly spread. About 20% are brand partners, some are customers, many are not. Data flows free into our product from about 100 different certifications. The recycled tires are in our tool today. That data is flowing through. About 20% construction, and then about 20% A&Ds, and the rest who are supporting those first 3 primary users. We also measure the existence of data and the interest or demand for data. Wendy mentioned that we've got about 43,000 HPDs, we have about 26,000 EPDs, and we also measured the demand. This is public, it's on a website. We've been sharing this for years. Our friend Annie over at Mindful Materials tells me she looks at this almost every day. It tells you by category and any date range you want, what is the demand for all those different certifications. And there's a lot of them. So it's a lot of data, but we don't want to lose the reality of all these being necessary by oversimplifying it. We go down to detail. To give you a tour of our product today, and then I'll show you what's new. To start the tour, we're going to do it through the lens of our architects, engineers, contractors, and designers, discovering and finding materials, evaluating and collaborating on them, and then doing the documentation. Here's a discovery, and you'll see on the left a detailed left-hand nav. I started this search looking at construction materials, specifically for gypsum board, and I wanted to look into human health using the Mindful Materials framework. We have been working with Mindful Materials for over 4 years. We were the original tech partner that automated the Common Materials framework and work on their volunteer boards to help evolve it. You can go into human health, down into VOCs, and see exactly which brands meet this. You can pick and choose and get to the materials you want, and then share these links with your teammates for specifications. We also host it for manufacturers. Here's a view of the Saint-Gobain portal. I saw Anita on this call. Hi, Anita. This is Armstrong. They have 8,405 HPDs. This is a massive amount of transparency from Armstrong. Each of these portals are leveraging the same common database, but we're filtering it and configuring it into the language and into the priorities of that manufacturer or the buyer, as the case of the Department of Energy and the Government of Canada. It's a multi-purpose database that serves a lot of different stakeholders. Then we move into evaluations. Here's where we get down to the product detail. You have information, what we call merchandising information, the product description, the photo. You can reach out to the brand here. You can evaluate it against about 30 different rating systems, from the Common Material Framework to LEED 4.1 for data centers. The first thing you'll see is an English summary of sustainability highlights. This is where we're trying to cross the chasm from the early adopters to the majority by putting this in English. Then you get into the detail. This is an index of all the information, all the third-party certifications. It is complete. You don't have to wonder, am I missing something? It is complete for all the public data on these products. And we tell you where the data came from and when it was last loaded. So this product was updated on October 10th, 2025. So it is 4 days old. Most of our data is under 20 days old. It's very important that you look for this wherever you get your data, because there's a lot of stale and incorrect data out there. Then you get to the final section where it tells you for each lens what information is available. Nobody does this alone. This is a team sport. If you have a project, which is a group of products with price and quantity, you share them. We have a sharing function. You can collect feedback. We keep it very simple: thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. You can also add documents and photos. So if you have installation photos or specs or cut sheets or anything you want to add to the product to share with your team. Now, this is private to your team, so you can share internal documents. It doesn't go into a main database. It's just for your team. You control who becomes part of that team. Then we go into documenting material compliance. At the end of the day, what got into the project, what got purchased. We automate what a lot of consulting firms charge to do. We think there's a very important role for consultants around change management. We don't think they should be doing this. Technology can do this really well. This is not AI. This is deterministic code using exact LEED specifications. You got the credit because of this HPD on this product. We also do deep compliance reporting for mindful materials across the AIA impact buckets. And we're the only tool we know of that goes down to the taco level: transparency, assessment, commitments, and optimization. This Common Material Framework is comprehensive. And for the pros in the room who want to get down to that level, you can do it. So we're trying to meet the needs of deep pros as well as the everyday user. Now we're going to flip the script and look at the manufacturer side. Manufacturers have their own workflow. They're answering questions for customers on the phone, customer support, or via email. They're trying to summarize materials either for a particular project, a particular order, or maybe 2 years of data that they want to see. Show me what you sold me for the last 2 years and how it measures up. Compliance with the rating systems. Different from the A&D side is data services, something we've been doing for close to a decade and are the best at it, maintaining this data on behalf of manufacturers. And coming soon, we're in beta right now on export services. So as you'll see, there's a lot of hungry systems out there that want more data at the same level of freshness, accuracy, and attribution that we have in our system. And so we want to influence the decision makers at the point of evaluation in other systems. And that will be coming soon. When you go to summarize it as a wrap, this is just one example of many ways to summarize it, but it's just a simple view. You can pick what goes across the top and what goes down the bottom. The rep can grab this, put it in a proposal, or the architect, consultant, designer can grab it for their materials. It can be used for comparison or documenting a finished project. This is another way to summarize. We call this our dashboard. We're tallying up embodied carbon and what percent of the material in my project has transparency. That shows us 0 kilograms of carbon doesn't mean it doesn't have any embodied carbon. It just means it's not measured. We tell you what percent has transparency for carbon. We break it out over the different phases of creating those materials. We can show you different certifications. Circularity is where it becomes in the eye of the manufacturer. How do they want to represent their products? This is another way we do this for manufacturers. Tally up. What's the competition got? Where do people have it? We always look at EPDs and HPDs as a core piece of trying to stay ahead of the competition and be differentiated in the market with their offering. What's new? In 2024, we released features that were mostly related to managing these projects easier, summarizing them in the grids. You can download. I hear all the time people say that some providers hoard data. I think they're referring to us. We offer a download to CSV to take out any data that you want. So that if you see someone using the hoarding term, tell them that's not true. We allow you to clone projects. So once you get a great set of materials, you don't have to re-enter it. We added PFAS address filtering in our partnership with the EPA. This year, you saw the carbon dashboards, you saw the sharing. We ended Intertech clean air certification. We're always adding more data. We had a great lead submittal assistant. It's our first assistant that helps you bridge from our robust database into the lead spreadsheet. I love Barbara's goal of getting rid of the spreadsheets. I don't think every organization on the planet will agree to that. So we're meeting the market where it is and saying, at a minimum, do this quick and efficiently. And so you can automatically take data from one format to the other without it becoming your job. And we released Scout. I'm going to show you more on that in a minute. That's in beta and will be GA next year. What's coming next year includes Lead 5. We'll share the date for that at Greenbuild. The export service I mentioned is a way to get the data out. And we will begin translating into other languages. Many of our manufacturers are global and would like people who don't speak English to get green building materials too. On the export, we have a page, we're collecting information. We are collecting a survey of endpoints where folks would like to see their data go. We're in early access mode. And I think a very large sampling company will be our first destination. We're working on that by Greenbuild. Something very important to us is data quality. We're developing a data quality index. Invite anybody who cares about data quality to tell us what you think is important. There's a lot more data being created, much of it by AI that isn't all accurate. As we start shuttling data to more places, we think it's very important for us to self-score our own data so the destination knows what they're getting and the quality of it, and they will know what to do with it. The last innovation I'll share is Scout. The idea is that it's an AI conversation with the notion that not everybody speaks sustainability. This assistant is going to help you build your request details and take it from English into the detailed sustainability language and then share it with reps. So you get recommendations based on what you need. So on one side, and this is in beta and available today, we welcome folks to test it. You start telling it what you need and it knows all the nooks and crannies of what makes a complete request and helps you fill that out. If anybody wants, you can scan that. Join the early adopters. We've got architects signed up and sales reps signed up. It's the sales rep who comes in to work with the architect once they understand their requirements. So we think it could save everybody a lot of time. My call to action, John, is a partner of ours, a very frequent Ecomedes user, and is saying that it's just intelligence, pure and simple. We offer free training once a month, the first week of the month. He's saying just do it and hop in. So it is free, similar to what Ace Lab described. We do have additional services you could upgrade to, but for the most part, the A&Ds who are searching for materials are going to use it for free. It's pretty self-explanatory. We'd welcome you to come to monthly training sessions. They're very spirited, and you might even meet some new friends because it's a community and we're all in it together.